Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever it is in your part of the world. Not a bad day here. It's in the 70s today. The sun peeked out a little bit. Wasn't real sunny today, but nice day. See, I've got my, what's the name of this coffee? Vanilla something. Vanilla Delight? I know it's vanilla anyways. So that's pretty good. Who do we have in here? Gary was in here earlier this afternoon trying to get the most points. Hello, Gary. Hello, Sal. Hello, Arlene. Hello, Joanne. Hello, Jim. Hello, Emily. Hello, Judy. Hello, Tony. Hello, Eunice. Hello, Des. Yeah, actually, the reason I was a little bit late is went in to use the bathroom just before the live started, and Dixie was sitting on the toilet. I didn't want to disturb her, so I had to go find another bathroom to use. Well, got that taken care of. Yeah, with Dixie not having the best eyesight, and she doesn't come out and socialize out here like the other cats do. I don't like to disturb her. Usually, if I can avoid making her move, I do. Well, she doesn't use the toilet, Sal. She was just sitting on the toilet seat. So I would have had to make her move. Sounds like dogs are jumping up on the window. Yeah, they like to do that. They see the cats and they want to jump up on the window. Forgot what I was going to say. That's what happens when you get old. So all of a sudden you can't remember what you were going to say 10 seconds ago. But anyways, I want to thank everyone that donated for Smokey. Unfortunately, Smokey died about 9 o'clock Thursday morning, just before her FIP medicine got there. I don't know if that would have done any good. If she'd lived a few more hours, I don't know how fast it would have taken effect. But she was in pretty rough shape Thursday morning. But the vet thought that there still was a chance. And then before I got home, she called me and said she didn't think that she had a heartbeat. They tried 2 rounds of CPR with no success. But I do want to thank everyone that donated. I appreciate that. Trying to look back in chat here. Oh yeah, it's frustrating, isn't it, Des? Hello, DJ. Hello, Bobby. Yeah, I'll give you a wrench on here then. Hello, Sue. Yeah, I think I said hello to everyone. Hope I didn't miss anyone here. Well, thank you, Arlene. Thank you, Des. Yes, Eunice. I actually talked with the vet for a while. I talked with a little bit when I dropped Smokey off that morning. And then when I went back up to pick her body up, I asked to talk to her, and she came in and talked to me for a few minutes. I had some questions and stuff. And she already told me from when she first tested positive for the coronavirus back first part of December. She said chances are all of my cats are positive for coronavirus. And she said that sometimes that will mutate into FIP. Told me what to watch out for. But Smokey didn't have the classic symptoms at first. She told me that if their belly seemed to be bloated, that was one of the big signs of it. And Smokey wasn't. She appeared to have the dry version of it based on her blood work, but she didn't have the fluid in her chest cavity or anything like that. So even though they were almost 100% sure, they weren't 100% sure until the test came back. And I should check and see what the test result did say, because they should have gotten the results of that probably Thursday or Friday. And she told me, I asked her what to look out for with the other cats, and she said that the two things was a bloated belly, and also if they stop eating. Those would be the two first things that you would notice. And she said the way Smokey was, it really wasn't anything I missed. because I had her at the ER on Saturday night, and they never even suspected FIP. It wasn't until she saw a regular vet on Monday that she highly suspected FIP. In fact, she was prepared to order the medicine and just go from there. She gave me the option of either ordering the medicine or going to the other hospital where they could test for it. They had more advanced stuff there. So I went to the other one just in case there was something else going on. And she really was pretty confident, sent the test in. That was on Monday afternoon. And then when she came into work Wednesday morning, that's when she was filling up with fluid. They drained a lot of fluid off her on Wednesday. And then she started having seizures. So it looked like it had progressed from the dry FIP to wet FIP and then to neurological FIP. Well, go back to comments here and then I'll tell a little more about that. Okay, Joanne, you have a good night. So is that what happened, Bobby? Your candle was stolen? Yeah, I know others have had their candles stolen and gotten them back. But unfortunately, sometimes they don't get all their videos back. Hello, Wanda. Hello, Bev. Hello, ER. Yeah, I'm not sure what this medicine was. This is a medicine that just came out. This is the newest one. This one's going to have to be given twice a day for 7 weeks or 12 weeks. Yeah, the one that actually ordered the medicine, she said she was just going to get what they could get the quickest. And my regular vet, she said there was 2 that they could get. One had just come out, and the other one had been out for a few years. And the one that had been out for a few years, she said was very expensive. She said that would be between $1,500 and $2,000, and the other one somewhere between $400 and $600. Yeah, if you had to pay 1,800 back in 2022, that sounds like the one that my vet was saying would be somewhere between 1,500 and 2,000. She said she'd have to call and get a price on it. Yeah, I've heard a little bit about that, Jim. I haven't really been following it closely, but it doesn't sound good. And I actually joined that Facebook group that Katie suggested to me. She sent me the link to it. And I'm going to ask some questions in there. Because what I'm trying to do is be prepared for things in the future of FIP. Because if all my cats are positive for coronavirus, then there's always a possibility another one's going to get FIP. Hello, Joy. Yeah, you should be good, Judy. My mom always started seeds in the house around this time. And it was middle of May before she could put the plants out in the garden. Sometimes the plants would get a little bit bigger than she wanted them to be by the time it was time to put them in the garden. But she liked to start them early, so if they didn't come up, she had time to replant. Okay, just jumped on me when I was reading the comment. Okay, I see, Bobby. Yeah, she said it seemed like Smokey went through the 3 different FIPs. It started out with no fluid, so that'd be the dry. Then she got the fluid, and then started having seizures, so that'd be going to neurological. And I asked about if the medicine could have been started even before the test results came back, and she told me you technically could do that, but the thing they worry about is if it does happen to be something different, they don't know if giving that medicine to a cat that doesn't have FIP will damage the organs. And she said Smokey was a very rare case because she said normally another vet will spend 3-4 days, maybe a week, trying to diagnose what's wrong. Then finally get to the hospital. And then by the time they send the test out, 3 or 4 days, then get the medicine ordered. She said, you routinely talk in 2 weeks. And here, Smokey only went, well, when I first know something was wrong was Saturday. So 5 days from the very first indication that something was wrong. And she said it never progresses that fast. That was extremely rare. Well, thank you, ER. Yeah, I want learn as much as I can about what signs to look for. And I'm probably gonna start making some trips to the vet when there's nothing wrong. Just if I just slightly think there's something wrong, they're gonna go get checked out. Like tomorrow, Daisy's going. I'm suspecting she may have the gastro stuff going on that she's had before. She gets it a couple times a year. Bacterial overgrowth. She's kind of starting to show symptoms of that. So I called Friday just before they close to make an appointment for her. She's going 10:45 in the morning. And she's actually acting better now than she was on Friday. But she got some upper respiratory stuff going on also, so it's not going to be a wasted trip. And even if she didn't have the upper respiratory, I still would have made the appointment for her. Because I would I'd rather pay the $59 exam fee and have them tell me nothing's wrong than to wait and find out there was something that we could have started treating earlier. Welcome back, Sal. Thank you, ER. I appreciate that. Yeah, it always comes in handy. Because I've got 3 appointments this week. Daisy's going tomorrow. She's the one I was just telling about. And then Tuesday, Fluffy's going for her annual blood work and vaccinations and rabies shot and stuff. And then Thursday, Sylvester's going to get started on his kitten shots. So thank you. I appreciate that. Hello, John. Thank you, ER. Hello, Charlene. Yeah, it's been nasty, hasn't it, Charlene? Yeah, I've been following some of those areas up in the Northeast and Pretty nasty. Oh, that's a big help, what you did give, ER. Definitely. Can't be losing your phone, Sal. I've done that before, though. Yeah, we were pretty close to 80 here in Arkansas yesterday. I don't think it actually made it to 80, but it was darn close. Hello, DJ Turneroo. Hello, the Moose. Yep, that is a pain, isn't it, Sal? You expect sun to come in a certain day and then don't come in. That's gotta be frustrating for the shop too. They're planning on that part coming in, then getting it on your bus and getting it out of there. Well, let's see what the weather is here. I know, I can tell Sal that you can't wait to get out of there. I don't blame you. I didn't want to stay in New York any longer, and I had to either. At least it was in May when I left, so the weather wasn't so bad. It's 72 here. Hello, Kay. Yeah, it's nice to have something to be able to drive, Sal. definitely. Well, I was outside last night until 9 o'clock, shorts and t-shirt. Get a little chilly. Once the sun went down, wish I had pants on instead of shorts, but it wasn't too bad. Well, I've been so busy the last over a week with cats, between all the trips I had to make for Smokey, and then I had to take Rose to the ER on, what was it, Tuesday night, and Felix and Tiger got neutered, so it's been busy. So I haven't had a chance to do anything. I haven't had my air on in a while, Judy. I think it was, right after New Year's was the last time I ran the AC. Oh, there's been a day or two that I've thought about turning the AC on, but it was getting late in the afternoon, and I knew it was going to start cooling down soon. Yes, Al, it was down in the 50s last night, so it was chilly. Let me see. Checking the weather for the next 10 days. Looks like from Wednesday on, we're going to start getting some rain, but still supposed to be 70s during the day and mostly 60s at night. Few nights in the 50s. That's not too bad. Mid 50s tonight. Oh, I didn't hear anything about Reverend Joe. I have to check that out, Arlene. Okay, you have a good night, Charlene. Yeah, I think the kitties are all doing pretty good, DJ Turneroo. Gonna take Daisy in and get her checked out tomorrow, but I don't think that's anything serious. And the rest of them seem to be healthy. I've seen most suggested videos. I haven't watched the one he put out, was it yesterday? I haven't watched that one yet. The one where he introduced the kitties. I haven't watched that one yet. But I plan on watching that tonight. I hear the guineas out there. It's probably the one that's outside that I wasn't able to get in the coop. She's always talking to the ones that are in the coop. Well, I'm not quite ready to turn them all loose yet. I'm hoping I can get the perimeter fencing up soon so the dogs can protect the perimeter and then birds will be able to free range in the middle. Yeah, the dogs are doing good. Might have put the dogs on a diet. Buddy doesn't like you messing with his collar. Well, I was checking his collar today, and I can still get a couple fingers under there, so it's not too tight. But it's starting to get pretty snug on him. Probably going to have to loosen that up. But, boy, he doesn't like to have that done. And Honey doesn't really look like she's getting fat, but Goldie, I don't know, she's right on the verge of look like she's starting to get a little chunky. Yeah, I feed them a food that's made, it's made in Arkansas. Forgot where it is. It's actually not too far from here. I gotta look on the bag again and see what city it is that it's made in. And I buy that at the co-op. It's a lot cheaper than any national brand dog food. It's $23.99 for a 50-pound bag. And it's better quality than a lot that you pay more for and get a smaller bag. That's an idea, Eunice. Well, my luck, it grabbed the hot dog away from me and take off with it. Yes, the dog food I was getting before I started getting this was a national brand. I don't know if I should say the name, but it was a national brand that came in a yellow bag. And that was, I believe it was a 35-pound bag for $29.99. Now I'm getting 50 pounds for $23.99. Hi, Dream. I know you can barely see her, but this is Dream here. Still trying to catch up on my sleep. Even though the last few nights I've been sleeping better. So it just takes me so long to catch up on my sleep when I get behind on it. Hello, Shane. Well, Judy, if you compare me to what I was last fall, yes, I'm skinny. Compared to what I want to be, absolutely not. Okay, Des, you have a good night. But I did find out one thing. I put my diet on pause for a while, and I started feeling better. And then yesterday, I proved what I had thought. It was a stevia that was bothering me. So I've got to cut that out now. I know it's far from ideal, but I'm trying to use a small amount of sugar in my coffee. See how things go. And I'm going to get everything else back to where it was. And we'll see how that works out. As far as tea, I can have unsweetened tea. I just cannot do unsweetened coffee. Hey, you and Dream. That Dream's been helping out her sisters with her kittens. She doesn't have to feed Sylvester as much now as she did. He'll be turned 8 weeks old on Wednesday. And he's eating dry food now. Still gets some milk from Mama, but not all together. Rose and Candy Cane, they've got 8 kittens between the two of them. And they're doing really well with them. And sometimes Dream will get in there and help out. So they seem to be getting fed good now. That's too cold for me, Wanda. Yeah. Nightbot also said the sun was shining here. And sun wasn't shining. I've got 8 kittens that are, let me see, I think I think 5 of them will be 3 weeks old tomorrow. 3 of them will be 2 weeks old tomorrow. And then Sylvester will be 8 weeks old on Wednesday. Then my next youngest 2 are 7 months old. My oldest cat will be 8 in May. That's Oreo. Hello, Anne. Hello, David. Yeah, I haven't been to one of your lives in a while either, David. I went to a birthday party yesterday, so I didn't watch any live yesterday. Smokey was 7 months old. I got her when she was 3 months old. And then I think about a little less than a month later, the woman I got Smokey from contacted me and wanted to know if I wanted the other 2 kittens and the mama cat. So I took them so they would all be together. And then Smokey ended up dying, so now it's just the mama and the other 2 kittens from that litter. Well, don't know if I'm supposed to say, Judy. But it's a YouTuber. I always wanted a gray cat. So that's why when I saw Smokey on Facebook, that's why I wanted her. I also wanted a calico. So that's why I was happy when Sanford made some kittens last year. But I've got Sweetie out of that deal. She's a tabaco. So she's part calico. Okay, David. Yeah, I'll join you one of these weeks. Yeah, I've got 3 black cats that have no signs of white on 'em at all. And then I have another one that's got a little bit of white on her, but I still consider her a black cat. Yep, Eunice, that's right. Since someone else said it, I'll say that that is correct. Yeah, that's the best kind of food, David. Yeah, most of my cats are black and white, but I'm getting some more colors now with these last kittens. There's one of them that's black and white, and then there's five of them that are varying degrees of a black, tabby, some white on them, and a couple of them have a little bit of a hint of orange on them, or orange mixed in with a black. I guess I should describe that. So you definitely know Felix is their daddy. And I've got two. They're not full bred Siamese, obviously, but I've got two Siamese kittens. One's a dark Siamese, and the other is a very light colored Siamese. Yeah, everyone should love black kitties, DJ Turnerow. I don't know why some people don't. Yes, ER. I've always been an animal lover. I grew up on a farm, so of course, we always had a dog or two, always had cats, cows, had a goat for a while. My father hated that goat, so I didn't have him too long. Oh, that's nice. ER. Yeah, the ferals need to be taken care of. I haven't had to potty train very many puppies. Maybe a couple. And they were both pretty easy to do. It just seemed like they knew what to do. There's no feral cats around here. I wouldn't mind if there was. 'Cause I got some mice and rats and stuff outside. But at least I know I don't have to worry about them coming in. Have a good night, Joy. Something's setting off my security camera. Probably a darn bug. Nope. I see Felix's reflection in the window. He's in the sink. And when they get in the sink, it reflects in the window, and it'll set the camera off because it's seeing motion. But soon I'm going to have the cameras moved outside so they're not looking through the glass, and that should eliminate that. Yep, that's going to be a special one, David, because dogs are not instinctively good around chickens. That's something they need to be trained for. Oh, yeah. Cats are very good to take care of rodents. Yep, sure is, Jim. I just checked the forecast a few minutes ago. From Wednesday on, it's supposed to be raining. Yeah, I've known a few people over the years with chihuahuas. Um, what does everyone want to talk about now? Any more suggestions? I don't know for sure, and I don't know who the one that's supposed to be stalking me is. I really think it was just a threat, but I know who the person organizing. I know who that is. Yeah, I'm sure I will be getting some chicks, Judy. Because I don't have all the ones that I want. I'm probably gonna replace some of the ones I got last year that ended up dying before adulthood. And there's a breed or two that I might try out. So yeah, I'll probably get some. Then hopefully they'll start laying me some eggs. So I get some eggs to sell and start making a little bit of feed money. Because you don't listen to me, Judy. Well, when I was a kid, work around the farm didn't even seem like work. Yeah, that's what I have heard about Chihuahuas, David, is they have their favorite people and they'll hate everyone else. I used to work with a woman that had a Chihuahua that they always had in the car with them. And if her and her husband ever gave me a ride anywheres, I'd have to watch out for that dog because dog wasn't particularly fond of me. And you get to watch it next time you come here, Judy. There's signs in the yard describing my security. Yeah, we're talking about weather a few minutes ago. And I just got this. Severe weather potential and flood potential for the upcoming week. Yep, for the most part, well, small breeds can be temperamental. Radio Jonesy's been a member for 28 months. Thank you, Jonesy. I appreciate that. I used to really love German Shepherds. Then I got a Beagle one time. I fell right in love with Beagles. And now I've got 3 mixed breed hound dogs. And they're great dogs. They came to me looking for a home, so I gave them a home. They were all very thin. Got them fattened up. Got the girls spayed. Yep, that happens, David. Yeah, one of my dogs, the vet said has collie in her. Yep. My mom had a cat that would never go on the road. She'd always walk on the shoulder of the road. And she got run over on the shoulder of the road. Well, anything else to talk about tonight, or is this about time to end it? Yep, you sure do, Jonesy. You got a Charlie. Oh, I think I might make this a little shorter tonight than normal. Yeah, the past week here has been summer, Jonesy. Definitely spring. Well, thanks for being here, everyone. I appreciate it. I'll have another live Wednesday at 10 o'clock Central. And well, you're welcome, Judy. And hopefully, I'll be able to get a video out soon. Like I said, I'm still trying to catch up on my sleep. I've had 3 decent nights sleep and still not caught up on it. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it. Thank you for the super chat. New subscribers, I appreciate it. Have a good night, everyone.